Welcome everyone to the Break Knyte podcast, where we talk about being creative and all the nonsense that inspires us to be creative. I am the overall maker of too many things, Craven Knight, and I am here with the guy who will introduce himself the only way that he can introduce himself, because nobody else is gonna. Co-host, tell these people who you are.
I am the man with the master plan, one of the co-owners of Amberland Studios. Yeah, that's right. We're here to give you the hottest content possible, also known as whatever the fuck we feel like this week. Anyway, we're here. It's close to Halloween. We're ready to party. We want to share some of the costumes that we have designed, and our special guest of the evening is a little lady they call Ellen Griffin. Tell these people who you are.
Hey guys, I'm back again. It's Ellen Griffin. I'm the Destroyer of Worlds, because I don't actually have a title. I just made one up on the spot.
She destroys the world, as Bray Wyatt likes to eat the
worlds.
Or
Ick.
Brianna
Are you
Wyatt.
sick? Like Brianna Wyatt is?
Oh, dang.
Ick.
I'm referencing wrestling when I don't even freaking watch it.
Don't you have an artist moniker, though? Not just a...
Yeah, what do you refer to yourself as on the social medias?
On the social media, I'm Trepening, and that would be TREPINNING.
Linked below. Check it out.
Yeah, dog, yeah. So, we are hot on the heels of Halloween. As you all know, Amberland is hosting a mystery movie night with one of the greatest mystery movies you could ever mystery the movie to. We won't say the title because then it wouldn't be a mystery, but you'll like what you see. You'll want to touch what you see. I'll stop there. But yeah, it's coming on the 29th at the Parkway Theater in Minneapolis. Starts at 8 p.m. If you guys are in the Twin Cities area in Minnesota, come check it out. We will be there. I will be selling
definitely
prints.
Definitely not going to hear this before that.
Oh, yeah!
It's very difficult to talk about specific date stuff.
Yeah, that's right. This always comes up. Sorry, I'm acting as if this was a live radio show. Well, you guys would have seen it. It's the shit. Also, don't tell anybody what it is. Even after you've seen it, I don't care. But yeah, we're ready. We're ready to party for Halloween. We're getting our costumes all geared up on the creative side, artistically, for myself. I went back to doing the Holy Trinity from DC Comics, doing the Batman, doing the Wonder Woman, doing the Supes. Just trying to practice my coloring because I'm not good at it. So practicing the coloring and the rendering and seeing what I can come up with. Just finished the mystery movie poster, so you guys will see that in action after the show, and I'll post that on my Instagram and whatnot for Amberland Studios as well. So stay tuned and you guys will see. Yeah, so that's pretty much as far as I've gotten as far as it comes to art. I'll talk about costumes in a minute. Craven, what you got going on creatively other than chewing the splinter out of your finger?
No, it's my calluses.
Oh.
I bite my calluses off my hands.
It's his McAllister College.
No, yeah, I scratched myself in the eye with my calluses, how sharp they are. Like,
word.
Like scabs on my freaking eyelid.
That's awesome.
Brutal.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'll be standing at my old job and just, like, using razor blades I just took off the shelf and just cutting off my calluses. I got nothing better to do. And I don't have that job anymore.
Thank God nobody knows what that place is, because his DNA is everywhere.
Yeah.
Ick.
But great, because I quit that job, I have the week off, and I'm going to be starting at a new job. So.
Yes, he's going to get a big boy job. Just in case.
Yep, walls all around me. But no, what's going on with me? Been staying creative more on the prop side and the foam fabrication and all that. Having a lot of fun. And what kind of really reignited this, which I really needed, was the idea that Ellen gave me to do the Hawk Girl helmet for her.
The idea, more like I pretty much forced you
forced him.
You didn't force me. I know you were very reluctant too, because I know you wanted to attempt it yourself. But then Sean just kind of nudged you, and it's like, just tell him to do it. Just tell him to do it.
How did you know?
Well, mostly I'm not as skilled as you, Lewis, unfortunately, at the 3D crafts. So
yeah. It's just all fun, and it's all problem solving, especially that piece. Also the sizing, like that's the thing I worry about taking commissions as far as like doing headpieces like that, is trying to get them to fit. like other people. That's something I worry about because I don't want it to be like oversized and then the foam just inside kind of makes up for whatever.
And you don't want to do like a plaster cast of that person's face just when they came over that second. So
like it's easy to do stuff for me, and since I have a fairly big head, anyone with like an average size head most likely be able to fit whatever I make for myself.
Accurate.
But no, it's just it's easy for me to just use aluminum foil to make a template and a cap, which is what I did. Like I got one laying over there, and then I kind of flattened it out, and all. That's how I made the Ace Ventura cap, which will segue into that. That's one of the projects that I worked on. It's been getting a lot of attention, especially in the Facebook groups that I'm a part of. That I post a blast on every freaking creative group that I'm a part of on Facebook.
I did see pictures of it on Instagram, and I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, I was because it was just Friday night. I was just getting started on it. And I procrastinated on making any type of helmets or caps or whatever. But making that cap was insane just because like after I made the template and everything was coming together, as I explained even in the YouTube video that I posted, I was getting very excited as to like how it was going to come out because I knew once I made the cap to fit and contour towards my head just properly, then everything else would just be a breeze to do. So it was just a matter of making the underlying skeleton of the standout shapes and then doing the strands of thin foam to look like hair and all that. So I made the whole thing in a night. And then did the painting the next day.
Did you do any videos for it, or did you just go for it?
I did make videos on YouTube.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's on the Break Knyte Creative YouTube channel, and you can check that out. It's about 10 minutes long, but most of it is me just kind of, you see me starting from beginning to end and how I do it. And it's more of a tutorial. Usually don't do tutorials. It's a lot more kind of, this is how I did it type videos, which I see a difference. At least there's a difference with, for me, because I explain more in this video than I typically would explain in other videos because I don't want to do tutorials or anything. But this one, people were just like, in the groups were commenting, it's like, we got to see a tutorial, we got to see a video, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, I guess I have the pressure to make this into a tutorial instead of just a video, which kind of makes me have to do the thing that I hate doing the most, which is like really detailed voiceover. Yeah. Which that is the most stressful process, is trying to do the VO, and then I have to edit the footage to fit the amount of words that I'm saying, or edit the words to fit the amount of footage that I'm putting in, and I don't want the video to be. So it's a lot of, it's very technical. It can be a huge pain. But
for others, it could be like a great help. Like, there are a lot of people out there who are trying to do the same stuff, and I just think it'll be a useful tool for those people, like, because you took the extra time to put in that detail.
And the people who have been seeing it and commenting on it and loving it are really making me feel like a pioneer as far as the foam
hair follicles.
Yeah, the foam hair pieces. Because
hair piece, man.
Because like the point of the hairpiece was to be kind of over the top, cartoony and ridiculous, which is why it's so large. And as soon as I tried it on, I thought of Johnny Bravo. And that's
perfect.
A lot of people.
One of my
that's the next one.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, because everyone, it's kind of gotten annoying how much people saying that makes me think of Johnny Bravo. Even some people are kind of assholes about it. It's like, that makes me think of Johnny Bravo and Ace Ventura.
That's not the next one.
Like, I could do Johnny Bravo. I could have just easily done Johnny Bravo. That's an easy one for me. But it's like, why bother? Yeah. But no, really the hairpiece, it all depends. Like, you can use that hairpiece for maybe any character that has hair similar to that. It all depends on the attire. Like, you see me walking in with just a,
black t-shirt.
Black t-shirt and some sweatpants or whatever. I could look like whatever character who happens to have that hair.
Exactly.
But if you see me walking in with a freaking shirt that has birds on it, and wearing freaking pirate pants and walking around like a freaking moron, then I look like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the plague that, dare I say, like, that's sort of the plague anime has. It's really like the difference between like, what color is this character's hair? How big is the character's hair? And what are they wearing? There are some series I've seen where it legitimately is a difference in hair. And it's flexible.
Yeah. Because I know, like, if I were to just do another Vegeta hairpiece, which I definitely want to do, because I do want to do some Super Saiyan, like gold and yellow hair and stuff, but now implementing the same ideas I used for this Ace Ventura one to give it that look. Because I did make the other piece, but the other piece was very rough, as I just kind of messed around using like the shape of my head and just kind of using foam to make up for that, and then tearing that foam out of the cap, so there's really no underlaying cap in there. Okay. It's just pretty much the foam after me making something that kind of seemed like the shape of my head. So I ended up just working out properly. With some weird chance, that cap ended up just fitting perfectly. So it's like I was just very lucky for that. But I definitely want to do another one so the hair kind of sticks out a little bit more instead of being more straight up. But I know if I do another piece like that, it's like, oh, that looks like this character and this character. Anyone who thinks of like characters that are a little bit more obscure to me or other people, and where it's like, oh, this looks, because even when I show the Ace Ventura ones, like, oh, it looks like this character from like this video game or from Final Fantasy or Johnny Bravo or this and that, and it's like, yeah, sure, why not, whatever you say. It all depends on the attire.
Yeah, sure, whatever you want, scumbag.
Yeah, but I really love the idea of like doing a variety of. I keep thinking of like, how would I do a Jerry curl foam wig? Because I've always wanted just for the fuck of it, just to have a Jerry curl wig.
Can I wear it?
Yes.
Oh,
can it be for me? Dude, I know. Oh, hell yeah.
No,
I'm going to walk around spraying water on it. Soul glow and shit. Dude, I'm going to do it.
And like I can, depending on the paint that I use, it'll constantly have a shine to it. So when you spray on it, it will like still look even better. But I just love the idea of having foam Jerry curls.
Yes.
But I have a lot of ideas as far as doing that. It kind of makes me think of the Cosplay Corp dude that does the armor, the Saiyan armor and stuff, where Jesus Christ. But that he has his thing where he makes the armor and stuff, and that's his thing. He makes different varieties of different types of armor that are all in the same realm of, you know, Dragon Ball Z and Super and Saiyans and all that. But like definitely I don't want it to be the only thing that I do, but it is a fun project to do. Like I feel like the wrestling gear is just like somewhat of a semi-happy accident. I don't want to do wrestling gear. Well, I mean, like I was thinking about it today, and I think because of the day, like I was telling you, I wasn't having the greatest day. But like the day I've been having, I'm just kind of like almost put a mass text out there or a mass post out there to people saying that like I am only going to do knee pads and kick pads and trunks.
You went back again.
I'm going. This is because
everyone, don't worry, don't worry. You went back again. It's okay.
No, it's just...
He's like, I'm just getting really tired of breathing. I was really thinking about maybe taking up
it's very
hydrogen.
It's very because like I originally never wanted to do tights. I don't want to do anything crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like because...
We all knew that. You told us that.
Yeah, and because...
The first time.
I just keep taking these commissions. I was like, well, I need the extra money, so fuck it. I'll try it. I know there's certain things I can do.
But you're about to get a new job, so now you're just going to be like, I don't need y'all. I don't need none of this. Hear that? Hear that, audience? That's thousands of suckets.
But no, it's just I really just, if I'm gonna do wrestling gear, I really just want to do the pads. That's all I want to do.
Sweet.
I don't want to, because everything else just feels tedious.
That's fair. And I mean, if you're good at something, you can do something fast and easy.
Which kick pads and knee pads, I know I can do well. Trunks, I know I can do well for sure. But it's hard to. Because I don't want to call myself a gear maker. That's why everyone else keeps calling me. But it's like, this guy does amazing gear, and they ask me to do this and that, and I'm just like...
This guy does great stuff if you could catch him in the right point of his life.
Yeah.
That's what
you catch him in the right mood, on the right day, the right hour, in the perfect second, he'll maybe do gear for you.
You need to make a business card. I'll do it for you. That just says, I'm what you need sometimes.
Just because, like, the
contact me or don't.
Isn't that how it works with girlfriends?
Oh,
I
guess
that's
so.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's.
I grew up with women.
That went dark. I'm glad the woman said it.
Come on, let's just have a little.
Ladies, am I right?
Let's be honest about these bitches out here. Says the woman on the podcast.
We need a little bit of balance here. Everybody's all Disney over here. And
I don't want to do gear anymore. I'm so tired of complicated tights. And then the women. Am I right?
I'm the DC to your guys' Marvel, I guess.
Oh, savage. Don't put me there. Anyway.
But no, like, I really would like to stick to limiting myself, just because the inquiries are just getting a little bit, like...
A little too ridiculous.
They're just because, like, it's tiresome to constantly to text back and forth to people who... know what they want, but really have no idea what they want. Or it's like, if you send me even a rough draft, even if you're a 5-year-old drawing what you dream to wear as a superhero costume, if you draw that on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and send it to me, I guarantee you I can make you what you think you drew on that paper.
Yeah.
But if you just give me words, I don't give a fuck who you are. All you sound like to me is like I don't, because like I'll get people describing this stuff, and they'll be all over the place describing what they want.
Oh, they're just sending you their character sheet. You see, it's their character sheet for D&D, and
that's exactly what it is.
Sort of have to
bring this to life.
They want me to figure it out.
What their mental
but it's
visualization
no,
is.
if you want me, I want to like, because me coming from a customer service background, I believe in giving great customer service and standing behind what I make. And I want to make exactly what people want, and I can't do that if you don't describe to me what you want.
Accurate.
So it's very tough for me, because I don't want to, because I've heard plenty of stories of guys getting gear made and then getting their gear and it's like doesn't fit properly, or it doesn't look like how they even asked for and stuff.
So that's always going to be the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But if you have a designer, like you have an idea, send it to Sean Iredale.
Yeah.
And he'll design it for you, maybe.
No, I will. I will.
He'll design your gear, put it on a perfect template for me to work off of, and then I will make it a reality.
Yep, exactly.
Or if you go to a Christopher Huffman with Spot Monkey Media too,
like
whichever way you want to go.
No, there's no such thing as a shameless plug here at Amberland Studios. Check us out on Instagram and on the Facebook and the website, and Trepanning Art as well. Yeah. Anyway,
but that's my.
And if you have commitment issues, we'll just make you a paper doll with the gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, savage. Also, that'll cost you $50.
Yeah, that'll probably cost them more than it would to make real person gear.
This is going to be... these Funko Pops aren't cheap nowadays to dress these new blank ones. Anyway,
but just to finish up the stuff I've been making, like I made the Hawk Girl helmet for Ellen, which was just like an idea that you guys you knew you wanted to do. You didn't want to ask me to do it, but Sean kind of pushed you to have me do it.
It's just what I do.
Yeah,
I push people.
And
peer pressure. It's something he does.
And it's something that I needed. I need sometimes. Because sometimes it's easier to do other people's ideas than my own.
Yeah.
Like I can think I would love to do a Batman cowl, but I don't have the motivation right now to do it. Mm-hmm. Just kind of like I have my spurts of like I'm really into woodworking right now. I'm really into model making right now. I'm really into foam fabricating. Every week it will change. And like this week I have all the time in the world. Because, I quit the other job, I'm going to be transitioning to another one, but I don't have motivation to do stuff. And we were talking about it. We're night owls when it comes to our creativity. Mm-hmm. Like, we like doing things in the evening. That's where I feel like I have the most energy. But at 10 o'clock, that's when I go upstairs and lay in bed for 2 hours until Erica passes out. And I feel weird and guilty going downstairs to just do what I did all freaking day.
Right. So my most comfortable, my day job, the hours I prefer are 3 to 10s or 3 to 11s. Mm-hmm. And then when I'm done, because my day starts with me waking up, going to the gym, coming back, doing whatever I need, just living my day, play video games or whatever the fuck, go to work, and then come back and then get to work before I sleep.
Yeah.
And then rinse and repeat. Yeah. Essentially, I'm more comfortable drawing and being creative later in the day than I am in the afternoon. But straying from that, I do want to go into the costumes. So we know yours.
Yep.
It looks great by the way. I can't believe that you got your fucking triangle built ass to look like Ace Ventura. So
besides the height, I have some lifts I'm thinking of putting into my boots.
Wow!
Yeah,
you weren't playing, dude.
No, I do have lift because he's a tall motherfucker.
Yeah. I didn't think you'd do the height commitment.
No, maybe I could, but no, because the other work that went into it, other than the hairpiece, was the shirt. The shirt was the only thing that I purchased, really, other than buying the materials. But the shirt's the only item that I purchased that. I felt like, okay, I can buy it 2XL, and usually I wear a large, but if I buy it extra large and it shrinks, it may not fit how I want it. But I bought it with the sole intention of adjusting it. Right. So adjust it to fit slimmer, because when I got it, it was very wide and all that, but I mainly needed the length, because I know his shirt kind of hangs just a little below his butt and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to aim for that, and so I just kind of sew it smaller on the inside, and the sleeves a little bit smaller so it weren't so boxy.
Yep.
And it came out perfect. And then the pants, I just got material from Joann's, and and just kind of made a pattern off of actually the sweatpants that I'm wearing now, because they're the baggiest ones and the oldest ones I fucking have, that I tried to just get a pattern from and messed around with that and got a decent pair of pants and made that. And he really just wears a belt over pirate pants, which is weird.
Yeah, it's super strange.
I just feel like I need a beeper, because I know he has a beeper. I feel that's the only thing I'm missing.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, there's high demand for phone beepers. I don't know if you knew this. So just make it out of phone.
I'll be a pioneer for something else.
Yeah, dude, it's going to happen.
But yeah, and then I have the Under Armour kind of, military tactical boots and all that stuff, which he wears kind of boots similar to that. So I kind of already had most of the ensemble. So really all I had to make... All I had to buy was a shirt. All I had to make was the hair and the pants, and I'm set. And the costume, I think, looks really cool.
And then it was synced.
Once I looked at myself in the mirror, because this is the first time in years I've had a full ensemble of a costume.
Yeah.
I've always made bits and pieces, because I like making bits and pieces and stuff with the intention of someday, 10 years from now, I'll complete it. But after I put it on, I was like, oh my god, this looks really good. This is really good. I didn't want to take it off.
It does look good.
Narcissism just settles in.
Yeah. But I think with the hairpiece, because the whole cap is just, it's all foam, it's very good to be very unforgiving as far as it being hot. So I'm thinking especially with everything already on there, I can cut slits on the inside so my head can breathe.
Sweet. I can't wait. When it gets really cold, you can see the heat.
The heat just coming out from
heads,
under.
So I can't wait till you're just like a walking fog cloud.
But yeah, that's it for me.
So I'm going really in depth with my costume this year. As you all know, actually none of you know, and I usually don't go that hard on costumes. And actually, I'm lying right now. I'm not going that hard. However, I always wanted to be a badass Fire Mario. So I'm going to try and be the Fire Mario with the red overalls and the white hat and the white undershirt. But I want to be badass. I want to be like the comedian version of that. So I'm going to dirty myself up, shave so I have the sweet mustache, sweet to some, mostly dudes. And then going to come out with probably some fire effects. Good old Craven over here got to sew the M on, so he foamed an M for me, so I can put that on my...
I made a foam, I weathered it too to make it look a little bit more worn and stuff.
It's sweet. So, and then I'm going to steal some ash and ash myself up and look all dirty.
Just go in the yard and just roll around the
dirt. roll around, light some things on fire. I just need the gloves.
Go start a fight and get your ass kicked.
Get my ass kicked.
Add some, this is method.
Yeah, it's method costuming. I'm gonna show up to that movie just beat up. But either way, I think I'm hot on completion there. I was thinking about getting a real cigar, but I think that wouldn't work because I kind of just want to walk around with it, and that would rub off taste. So anyway, that's my plan. I got the overall.
Are you gonna do you have any? I know Mario usually doesn't wear a fucking belt, but were you thinking of doing a belt?
Nope. I'm good to go.
Just to have shit in it.
Yeah. Well, I got a bunch of pockets in this thing.
Okay.
This thing is cartoon red too, so I'm good. We're good there. So hopefully people understand who the hell I am and that I'm just the fucking Tarantino version of it.
Yeah, because usually all it takes is just the one key standout thing.
Yeah, and I think it'll
be... case, it's the hat.
The hat and the mustache, I think, are going to be
hat,
the obvious.
mustache, definitely the overalls. Red overalls, you think of Mario.
Yeah, exactly. So. Well, the combo, right?
Yeah, it's all the combination. For me, it's if I just wore the hair by itself, it wouldn't work. But the shirt and the pants and the boots, dead giveaway.
Correct. So, I'm going to go with that, and we'll see how it rolls. I spent $30 on the overalls off of eBay.
It's funny how you spent $30 on overalls. I spent $30 on a fucking shirt.
Yeah.
A shirt, an ugly shirt with a bird on it.
It was weird, dude, because when I got the overalls, I'm like, why does this, designer fit? It just fits me right? It was fucking weird.
First try.
Yeah, first try.
For once in your life.
So, Ellen, how's your costuming going? I know we made I know Craven made the mask for
Sean
you.
likes to take the credit for my efforts because he feels like he built my shop through him motivating me to
exactly.
be more creative.
So anybody out there who's wondering why I'm trying to ride his coattail, be his friend, it's because he had no friends before I came around. He had like 3 dudes he talked to that I talk to every now and then. He's like, yeah, they're my friends. I'm like, no, these aren't your fucking friends.
I never said anybody.
They're not here. Like, I just forced my way into your house. I was like, yeah, I like these. Can I sit here? Good. Hey, yeah, what else are we going to talk about? That's some nice chicken.
Yeah, I was eating chicken.
So, yeah, you got to force them in, man.
I'm starting to get concerned about those body bags I see at your house sometimes.
Nobody worry.
Okay, well.
Nobody worry.
So the ones that expire.
Anyway, my costume is... My costume's going great because Craven Knight's doing pretty much most of it.
Oh, you mean your new friend?
We're gonna be best friends.
If I make a prop for you without even thinking about it, yeah, we're friends.
Yeah, if he made a prop for you and didn't retire from prop making, you know you're friends.
Says a lot about the people I make wrestling gear for that every single piece that I make, I just want to quit. It's like none of these motherfuckers are my friends.
That's why it makes me laugh so hard. I just think I see you like at this workbench and I see you on a sewing machine and I just see you moving. He's like, this motherfucker's not even my friend.
He ain't my friend.
This motherfucker.
He never bought me a toy. He never bought me chicken.
What the fuck is
He didn't buy me a pizza with chicken on it.
What the fuck? We ain't friends, dude. That's all I envision you saying to yourself over
just
and over
cursing
again.
out all these fucking wrestlers.
All these people. I don't care how famous you are, dude. But yeah, I'm sorry.
Go on.
I'm being an ass.
We're going on our own
last
bullshit.
time I was on, we were talking about Wonder Woman, but
Wonder Woman!
my true heart is with Hawk Girl from the Justice League cartoon. I grew up watching that show, and she's probably one of my favorites. I really liked the raw power she utilizes, and I always wanted to like cosplay as her. She just like utilizes this raw power with like an electrified bludgeoning device, which I was really into.
That's that nth metal right there.
I always wanted to cosplay as her because of my well, not just because of the because of the Justice League cartoon, but I sort of wanted to go with Jon Stewart cosplayer too, Green Lantern. So I'm
if you had a boyfriend that could kind of have the stature and even the skin tone of Jon Stewart,
I have no idea who the hell that'd be.
Yeah, I ain't that lucky, but I'm calling out cosplayers. I'm sending you.
This kind of makes me think.
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
I'm calling you out, and you can send applications in now. You know
Jon
my
Stewart,
account.
I'm coming for you, neighbor.
Makes me think of my girlfriend because she wants to dress up as Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, but I won't be her Jack because I'm not that into that movie.
No, that and you should just be jacked.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm gonna have this,
you gotta do it.
Now that I'm gonna have this hot girl costume, I need a Jon Stewart. Someone help me.
Okay. Let's see. Who can I get on speed dial? The Rock. I think I got him on.
We can get Dwayne.
Dang,
we can get Dwayne.
Yeah, he's not busy.
Ooh, girl, what? I can get Dwayne on there. I can get Idris Elba out here, dude.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Continue.
No, that was it.
That was it.
I was
okay.
working on like her maze.
Mm-hmm. But you brought me a stick, which is the most loveliest thing anyone can do. Is just bring me garbage.
Yeah.
And I only say garbage as reference because that's what my buddy Wes he brought me for my birthday. He's brought me just a sheet of plastic that I can cut. And it's like, dude, you brought me garbage. That is wonderful. But,
and then you give him shit memes.
Yes.
What a dick. All right.
Well, he tried on my lucha mask, and I could not help myself.
I laughed so hard.
I'm a true fan of
garbage.
Giving people
turning
garbage.
you into my free labor bot.
Yeah.
It's like, here, I have this. Can you do something with it?
Yeah.
Gold.
Gold. Yeah, exactly.
No, like you. Well,
1,000 hits on YouTube.
You painted it silver yourself.
Yeah. Well, aside from costumes, I did just do. Are we still just talking about costumes? Or
yeah, just costume that you were working on. Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least I'm working on for you.
Yeah, I mean, I could say that I was doing it, but definitely check out Craven's stuff if you haven't. I know this is.
It is my show.
Yeah.
True.
We're just like plugging along, but truly, he does do good work. I've watched him.
I do.
Yeah.
I look at my stuff back.
I heard.
I do some cool stuff.
Yeah, you do some great things, man.
I'm a fan of this guy.
Yeah, I really like him.
So if you haven't actually checked out his accounts, please do. If you're looking into getting into cosplay, but you're not quite sure where to start. Plus, he mentioned earlier about his channel. Check it out if you want to learn how to do it yourself.
It's like, because I think about it, it's like I look, and it's not really to sound self-centered or vain or anything like that, but I look at myself and it's like, God, if I was famous, I would have the most interesting fucking social media because I have a variety of different shit on there.
It's so true.
Like, I have so many different types of things that, like, I cater to any type of freaking audience. And
it's true.
So it's like, oh, for the freaking jack dudes who want to get jacked, they can watch me get jacked and start getting jacked on their own.
Dude, man, that's bullshit. Every time I see those workout videos, bro, you're just hopping on higher shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, check out my workout video, ropes. Check out my workout video, jumps. Check out my workout video, running with the cart. Fuck you, dude. It just looks like you're shopping. You're doing extreme shopping
with more difficult steps.
All right, if you're about 5'9" and you can't reach the plywood at Home Depot, try these fucking 70-inch box jumps. If you have a cart and you're pushing around anvils, it's good to use this technique. And then you push a giant fucking Hummer cart or whatever the fuck that is.
Which is actually tougher because it has an adjustment on there for resistance. And once that resistance is up, it's a lot tougher than I thought it was.
As much shit as I'm talking, I really want to try that thing out.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, back to unbroing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Speaking of plugging and like stroking our own dicks here, recently, and also
in the podcast talking that shit,
stroking dicks and strap-ons,
stroking dicks. Where you at, Jon Stewart? All right.
Well, and also like Halloween theme stuff. I did just finish a commission for a comic called Zombie BC. I did the inside cover of their third Zombie BC book. Yeah. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Hungry by Steve Vold.
That's a good title.
So I recommend, taking a look at it, possibly buying it, but
good.
At least taking a look at it to check out some of my work that I put in there. So.
Work. Wish I could work. Well, awesome. Is it Zombie or Zombie BC?
Zombie BC.
Okay. All right.
So they have a page on Facebook. Pretty sure there's a website you can check out. He also tables at least most of the, some of the local conventions. So you could probably buy the book online or head over and check them out in person at one of the conventions.
Heard that.
Sweet.
Tight. So, after the costumes, I would like to segue into a little thing I like to call fucking collectibles! Woo! Sorry, I'm trying not to wake up your neighbors, but I'm trying at the same time. So,
they're nice.
Oh, that's nice. So, I don't want to go too in depth. I think we were talking about stroking our own dicks or something, but in the meantime, I'm going to talk about how I was stroking my own when I pre-ordered this Arkham Knight Batman that Hot Toys is making. Sweet Jesus. I had enough points left over from the couple of Hot Toys that I've bought previous on Sideshow and saved myself about $40 on this baby. So I think they're coming in stock here within the next week or so, and I'm like geeking. So if anybody wants to see what real sick craftsmanship looks like, I'd say look at this figure. Also, Hot Toys showed their Aquaman, so if you guys haven't seen that, you should, because that fucker's going to sell out like that. You know, Jason Momoa's the only one that's like got the bumbling charisma that they need right now.
It's funny, no matter what scale I've seen the Justice League movie figure of Aquaman, it looks great either way.
Yeah, it's, like every rendition, every company.
The multiverse figures, the VFX, the Hot Toys especially. Like,
you name it.
Just looks, his outfit just looks really cool.
It looks sweet, yeah.
And they get his likeness really well, too.
Yeah, which is surprising, because I figure he'd be a tough one to nail.
Because, like, the multiverse, like Batman for Justice League, I'm not a huge fan of. Like,
the multiverses are they're really hit or miss.
Yeah.
Because I think their Flash is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, it was better than I expected, to be honest. But, yeah. And then also, PlayArt showed their Flash from the Justice League, and I was very impressed. The price point's ridiculous, but he looks amazing. Just like a couple inches under scale of a Hot Toy with all the articulation you could want, so... That looks really good, too.
It's always easy to forget. At least I always forget how tall the play arts are. I always think they're smaller.
No, they're
like,
huge.
In images, they always look smaller, but like when you see them in person, it's like, oh, that's how big the fucking box is?
Yeah, they're just really big.
I'm really keen on the size of the figures. I like them bigger. Maybe I'm spoiled, though, because I think one of my first figures was a play art. I think it might have been the... Arkham Asylum Poison Ivy, which I'm keen on that design too, but a little bit off topic.
Oh, no. It's on topic.
Everything's on topic down here.
We're talking about Momoa, though. Sexy Man 101.
Yeah, fucking Momoa. Dude, I'm sorry. Sign me up. Shit. We're going to be fighting. So,
Oh, you're going to lose.
I like it. So, yeah. I mean, now with the Justice League... coming out, you know, all the figures are coming out and stuff, and we just saw that they have the tactical Batman for the Mafex, and right now Mafex so far has been my favorite when it comes to the likenesses and like consistency from what they've shown. That's the best Cavill Superman I've seen so far, just because he comes with 3 expressions. His proportions are right. He doesn't look like a Lego man, and he doesn't look over jacked. And the cape is pleated and flat on his shoulders, and it's wired, so it looks really good, and it's the right length. I don't know. Just everything about that line is tickling me right. So as long as the movie can be a strong C, they can probably guarantee the fact that I'll pick up 1 or 2 of them. Yeah. So, you know. But, you know, that's a hard prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would make me nervous. I've seen the trailers for... We're talking about Justice League.
Yeah.
And I've seen the trailers for it, and I'm really excited about it, but I'd really hate to be disappointed. Just because, well, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like... if anything, it can be only as bad as Batman v Superman, which depending on how
depending on your view and which edition and you know,
like I think that's as bad as it can be. But thing is, it has more people. It doesn't have a crazy long runtime, from what I understand. That's something.
I heard it was though.
That it's supposed to be just 2 hours.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's just 2 hours.
Interesting.
Or just like 2 hours and a minute. But it's been going back. But it's any other rumors have been that it's less than that. But,
okay.
But I feel like for a movie like that with that ensemble and the story that they're trying to tell, 2 hours is probably the least that they can do.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because like a lot of these movies, especially a lot of these comic movies, are being very
times.
long. It's like that's something that's held me back from seeing
quite a few movies, probably.
Yeah, like I kind of wanted to see Blade Runner.
But it's long.
But because it's so long, it's like I don't have the time to commit to a movie that I'm not even sure I really want to see.
No, I completely understand. I'm in the same boat when it comes to movies that I hear are longer. Usually, if I find out they're longer, I might even be disinclined to see it in theaters just because I don't really know what it is. I'd rather watch it on my own time. It just feels like some movies make it feel like it's going faster, but there's some other movies where it feels like I don't know if anyone's seen Battleship, that movie.
Oh, ick, dude, come on.
I don't
Get out of my shop.
I don't think it was actually that long of a movie, but it felt like it went on forever.
I think it was long.
And
I wouldn't know. I slept.
It's that fear, like...
Took a 3-hour nap, you woke up, there's still 45 minutes left.
You can make me super excited about a movie, but if you tell me it's 3 hours, I might wait on it.
Like I'm very excited for Justice League. I of course for like a DC movie, a movie that involves Batman. Of course, I always have my high hopes, and like I'm just going very optimistic. We talked about in the last podcast how like the trailer. I think it was the last podcast where we talked about how the trailer did exactly what it needed to do, but people are giving it gripes for that. Where it's like it didn't show you really anything different. It's like good, it didn't need to show us anything different.
And I'm happy.
Like they kind of swerved us a bit, with the whole like, okay, we know Henry Cavill's in this movie.
We know
Superman's in it, but then they like
it's a flashback.
But it's like people don't want the like the reveal of him in scenes, but then they show him in the trailer new trailer. And he's right in the beginning at the dream sequence. It's like that justifies his name being in the credits right there. Yeah. So for all we know, because they haven't really showed him like in the movie. So it's like the same case with Zod with what's his face being in Batman v Superman. Like his likeness was in the movie. Yeah. He wasn't in the movie. Yeah. So it's and I'm not saying that Henry Cavill like in long form is not going to be in the movie. I'm just saying that like people just kind of. Like, because I did not want to see any scenes of him as Superman in that movie yet.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that I haven't.
Like, I want to be surprised in every which way just because of nowadays, it's very hard to be surprised anymore with trailers because you can spoil yourself. No matter how much you want to stay away from, you may end up just saying, screw it, I'm going to watch this trailer. And, like, if anything, TV spots... And being a cord cutter is where it's like, it's easier for you because seeing these TV spots is what's going to give more away. Because the TV spots always show you like a nanosecond more than what these trailers show you.
Wasn't there, there was a movie a movie that used trailers to juke the audience on what was actually in the movie. And I think it was the newest Ghostbusters movie.
It was Ghostbusters? They did? Oh.
Well,
I did what?
She was looking to you for to help her remember a movie that strayed the audience from believing.
Oh well, I mean,
she thought it was Ghostbusters.
Yeah, well, Ghostbusters did it. I mean, a lot of these movies lately have been like
they do that where like they give you a scene, because I know Rogue One did that.
Yeah, Rogue One for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of different reasons. In the beginning, the movies might... you get a trailer before the final cut, right? So there are scenes in the trailer that don't actually happen in the later film. But most of the time, what I'm finding out more so nowadays is that they'll film a scene and then edit it on purpose so that, in the trailer you're like, oh shit, but it never happens in the movie, to swerve an audience. I would do the same thing.
They even did that with Thor Ragnarok. Where
oh really?
I think so, because he throws his hammer at.
Oh yeah.
The background was different. There was a building in the original trailer, and then it changed to being a field.
Yeah.
And whatever. So it's like they're just kind of swerving the audience, which I think is a cool move. Is like there's good ways and bad ways of going about that, where it's like, oh, we want to see this person say this, and because you showed it in the trailer, and then you don't see that. Right, I remember even Dark Knight did that kind of, where they show a clip of, and this is after the whole stuff with the bat pod, and he flips the truck and all that stuff,
right.
Where the Joker has a knife and he tosses it from one hand into the other. Like you see that in one of the trailers, you don't see.
But
that in
it's
the movie.
Not. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
And it's like it's that. Right. Sorry, and it's that, and probably a couple other things. But I remember that prominently is like there was that little bit, and I was like, that wasn't in the movie. And movies are doing that, and it's cool when they swerve us because like I remember being a kid just kind of dissecting the movie as I'm seeing it. And it's like, okay, I remember that from the commercial. Remember that from the commercial.
Wow, I never did that shit.
Yeah,
good job.
Yeah, like I was like ruining movies for myself, but I was just trying to figure out. I was like, okay, I don't like I've seen everything that I've seen in the commercial, so that means the movie's almost done.
Right.
So that's kind of how I looked at it as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, something that is a little bit unfortunate about some trailers is that you can pretty much enjoy the entire movie in that one trailer, and you won't get that much more.
Yeah.
And that may be the writer's fault or whatever, but
it could be.
I really wish it must just be a product of, like, I don't want to say, like, bad writing, but I just feel like
well, I'll say it probably isn't the writing, because, like, from my understanding of, like, you know, the whole business in Hollywood and all that stuff, like, the writers only have so much say as far as what's going on. Sometimes the director only has so much say.
You know, you're right.
And it's usually it's the studios. It's the studios making, like, final decisions on edits. Like, kind of maybe I think the studio is who decided what version of Suicide Squad we were gonna see.
Yeah.
And
that movie in general.
I still haven't seen that movie, but it's one of those things where I am scared to try and see it, so I just am not going to see it.
Don't bother.
You're better off.
I hear really bad things about it, and so maybe in the distant future, but not.
Because we talked about it before in the podcast, how, like, I tried to revisit it because I saw it the one time in the theaters in the summer, and then after that I was like, well, it's on HBO Go's, I'll watch it there.
Yep.
I was like late at night, and sometimes I'm just laying in bed, I'm not tired, I'll just throw a movie on. It's like, you know, let me try watching Suicide Squad. Maybe it wasn't that bad, and I watched it.
Yes, the revisitation.
Yeah, there's like, you know, let me give it the benefit of the doubt, kind of, even though I hated it before. Let me look at it through a different lens.
Now they're benefiting from my doubt.
Because that's how I was. I turned around on Man of Steel. I hated Man of Steel when I first saw it.
Yeah,
like,
I know
really
quite a few people where they strongly dislike that movie, and for me, I thoroughly enjoy Dragon Ball Z fights, and if there's, like, pretty much an entire movie of that, I'm happy, and that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
Whereas most of my other friends or other people I know, they did not.
I think my thing is, I know in Dragon Ball Z, Goku and whoever will take them to an empty field where the Superman will fight them in the city and risk everyone's lives. So that's where I had an issue with that. Is like he couldn't try to go to an empty area to try to fight.
Yeah. That's clearly the biggest
Scott
gripe
Snyder,
that I had.
Scott Snyder just have such a hard on for the idea
kill
of destroying
everything.
buildings.
Yeah.
And like, because I really doubt the whole idea of the whole fodder of, like, oh yeah, this character that no one even knows, that's so close to Bruce Wayne that no one's ever heard of, is gonna die in this building, and that's gonna be Bruce Wayne's justification for
triggered.
I'm starting to fucking hate Batman v Superman shit. No, because when I get to that part,
don't think about it.
No, it pisses me off. That pisses me off when it comes to that. Like, because you fucking triggered me. But because, like, you know, I didn't like Man of Steel because of, you know, mainly all that stuff, and I thought it was a little bit of a drag in a way, but I started to appreciate the movie when I saw it on Blu-ray, and I got to see more of the behind the scenes and stuff, and sometimes just seeing behind the scenes on anything will make me like anything.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because, like, you do get to see, like, some of the work that went into it. Star Wars is a really good example. You get to see the people making the models and like how they were under, you know, a budget at the time, so they had to BS a bunch of stuff to make stuff work, and sort of reinvented how certain things were produced in, like, movies. But anyway,
But no, Man of Steel is like, I turn around on it, especially seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff on it, and also the whole idea of what it was going to lead into for Batman v Superman, so I turned around on that. But then when I watch the beginning, and I think about the beginning of Batman v Superman, every time I watch it, it pisses me off, the scene where it's like, they show the people in the building in the Bruce Wayne Tower, and they're like, they look at the stuff that clearly has been happening over the last 40 minutes to 2 hours maybe, and it's like, yeah, everybody, we should go. And it's like, you mean you've been looking at this whole time, and you guys didn't think to leave?
Run now?
You had to get a call from Bruce Wayne to tell you to leave the building. Like, for Christ's sake, like, really.
You saw what was going on, right? Yeah. Come on, guys.
We're supposed to believe that this is a Superman in the real world, but then you're freaking plain characters who we never even freaking heard of. Like, they could have been Lucius Fox in that building. I would be more invested in that whole thing. Thing if it was Lucius Fox.
Right away.
But it was some random white guy we never heard of. It's like, that stuff drives me nuts. Anyway, what are we talking about?
I'm sorry.
But yeah, Suicide Squad. But like,
we were talking about Suicide Squad. It evolved, but
But yeah,
It did
not work out too well. Me watching it a second time, I just like this movie sucks.
Yeah,
I didn't even finish it.
It's not good.
It's not. There's no way.
And it's so sad because they like if they just would have stretched the couple of things that were good, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, we went from that to that.
From this, that, and that, and those.
Real quick, I'm gonna do the best wrestling wrap up ever
because you were actually at this event.
Yeah, so
so was a Darren Corbin, and I believe a hotshot Danny Duggan was there too.
I didn't see hotshot.
I saw
D&D.
No,
but...
well, I saw him post a picture of him in a suit on Monday night in a bathroom that looked like, that's an extras locker room.
Yep,
if I've ever seen one.
That sounds right.
So I know at least
he was digging that catering.
Yeah, because I know Darren was one of the security or the medical staff that was helping.
He was.
Angle.
He got to touch Angle. He was so happy, I'm sure. But so the pay-per-view was, I'd say, probably at best a 7. It was entertaining, even though it was a cockamamie pay-per-view. I'm not gonna go crazy in depth because I know Craven is just, not craving it right now.
Well, I watched the clips on Instagram the best I could. I actually wanted to watch this one.
Yeah.
I did want to watch it. It sounded interesting.
It was chaos,
is
what it was. That main event was ridiculous. I fucking hate Kane. Okay? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I really like Kane's barbecue. It's really good.
Yeah, because that's the only reason he still has to keep getting jobs. He must have the best barbecue. But oh my god, like the second he talks, ick. Like just cover your face and everything would be fine. But no, he has to walk around with this mask that looks like it was cut from bacon and slap it to his goddamn face. And then he has a wig.
Delicious.
He has a wig on this bacon mask that changes lengths, I swear to God.
Well, like I saw an image of him standing next to Bray Wyatt, and then that's the image I photoshopped in his head on Elvis' body because it was all like big and combed over.
It was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Oh my God. I can't take him serious. He just cut this promo on Monday night. It literally put me to sleep. I fell asleep on my couch because he was like, I heard of a man, and it was Braun Strowman. And I stood next to him, and I looked at him like he was complete garbage. Absolute trash. Y'all tired yet?
You know what? I was really feeling it. I could hear the subliminal messaging in his pork rub recipe.
Pork rub. I'm like, is that his mask? Oh God. Yeah.
I was taking notes.
So. Yeah, in dream sleep, I'm sure. We were crossing Inception at one point. So either way, this TLC pay-per-view was still a good time. But I think the shining moment in my wrestling mark career had to be this night.
Yeah, it's a career now.
It's a career.
It's a job.
It's a job to be
the
a
type of stuff that WWE produces. Yeah, it's a job.
It's hard work being a mark for this company sometimes. You got to be honest, dude.
Yeah.
So
that's why I had to quit and walk out the door.
In this illustrious career, I finally hit the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. My giant-sized, high-definition picture of a KFC Double Down sandwich made it to TV right next to The Shield. That's right, The Shield featuring Kurt Angle comes from the aisle to the right of where we sit, and I was just trying to feed them this sandwich. So if you guys watch that pay-per-view, that idiot crossing over nearly 4 seats to hold up a giant sign of chicken,
fucking guy.
I am that guy. Hold your applause. I will be taking commissions to draw me holding it.
Yeah,
all night.
I want to see that image.
Yeah, if you guys really want it,
a special comic book cover that has nothing to do with the rest of the
nothing
issue.
To do with the rest
you
of
holding
anything.
a double down image.
You guys will love it.
I have a question.
What's that?
Does KFC still have the double down?
See, that's the problem.
It's not a yearly thing.
I don't think they have it anymore. And to be even worse, I think this was the show they stopped advertising KFC. They've been advertising KFC like crazy. Crazy. And I finally get to the show, have the double down, and
you don't get your dollars.
I don't even get the kernel, dude.
You know who we should get to bring it back? Kane.
Oh man. With the bacon, big strip bacon.
Kane's double down sandwich.
He is perfect for this.
The nap time double fried cheese mayo bacon extravaganza.
Just imagine the campaign of him dressed up as Colonel Sanders, like they were doing with everyone else.
I don't know. They did it with Shawn Michaels. Yeah. Shawn fucking Michaels.
This is what Kane's career has led up to. This is what it should be in its truest form.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So, that being said, it was my crowning achievement. Also, highlight of the show was them shoving Braun Strowman into a real garbage truck and apparently grinding him up.
Yeah, sure.
And the whole crowd chanting, "That is murder."
They did.
That is murder, because... It is!
That is murder.
It is!
It is indeed murder, ladies and gentlemen.
But the garbage truck would never be the same again, so they murdered that truck.
Yeah, no, the truck is haunted. If you guys have ever seen The Mangler, it's going to be the same thing.
Oh, that's a good movie, too.
Great film. Also, Cesaro's reaction to the crowd going, "That is murder," was him shrugging his shoulders and going,
I just work here.
I just work here and I'm aware. Like, I didn't write this, says his shoulders.
Why do you think some of the wrestlers in the E disappeared? I'm pretty sure they're used to this by now.
Yeah. Poor Sylvain Garnier.
And Cesaro, does he wear a mouthpiece now? Do you get his teeth back?
No, well, his teeth got jammed.
Oh my god! Ah!
Yeah, it's not...
I thought they got knocked out.
His teeth, okay, so it's my understanding his teeth weren't broken, but they were jammed up into his gums.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he had to have surgery.
No, he has... and it's like, to the point where he hasn't stopped wearing the mouthpiece. Like, it's real surgery. Like, extraction, stitching... You know what I mean? They probably had to repair his gums. Like,
Jesus, Vivian Christ. That is the worst thing I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah, it's so bad. Imagine that. God. So when you see it and you saw his teeth were like that, I was like, oh man, he broke his teeth and he's bleeding.
Yeah, I thought he just got knocked out because I saw the clip.
That is what it looked like.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that sucks. And then when your mind revisits like the sound and you saw it, I was like, ooh. Because when I was watching
I'm going to the dentist tomorrow.
When I was watching that match, you could tell he was in like pain after it happened. Like some of his spots were like kind of lazy. Like you could tell he was hurting because he was on the apron kind of like drooping and not like cell droop. Like it hurt. And I was like, man, his nerves are probably exposed. Man, that must suck. But no, to have that happen, now I get it. Ooh. Now I get it.
Just like the only thing I could think that something close is when Undertaker got burned on live fucking television.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And he had to water himself down and he had to stand there, no less, waiting until he was the last person out.
Yeah,
and release all that rage on Chris Jericho.
Good.
I think it was Jericho.
It was Jericho.
Yeah, but that's, oh my god.
I remember that.
I did not know that. That is freaking insane.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right, sorry about that.
I'll never be the same.
Oh, before I wrap this up, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about too. So did you guys catch the new Black Panther trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Okay. We'll start with you, Ellen. What did you think of the Black Panther trailer?
I thought it looked spectacular. I'm excited to see the movie, and so far I'm digging the direction they're taking the story, even though I don't know that much about it.
Okay. And Craven?
I think it looks all right. Yeah. We were talking about it earlier. I don't know much about Black Panther other than what I've seen, little bits in cartoons and in the Civil War movie. But it looks all right. It looks fun. But I think I'm kind of the same side as a lot of people where I feel like it's falling into that trap of the the main villain is a carbon copy of the hero.
Yep.
Well, in some respects, it's not as if that formula doesn't work. I know it's just getting overdone. Tiresome.
Yeah.
Because you've seen it in the Marvel movies again and again and again. But I don't know. I'm not actually 100% sure like how far they're gonna take the villainy aspect of the villain. So,
but I think it looks really cool. I really dig like the look of it. Of course,
aesthetic, the costumes are amazing.
It's a beautiful looking movie. It's like they're completely in a different world, and like dig the costumes. I think just the heavy on the CG movements and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like kind of like they were doing with Spider-Man, where it's like a typical person would just a typical asshole would just be like, oh, that's totally CG, and it's like, yeah, it is, but it's like it'll be cool if you can do some of the stuff without it. Like, you don't need CG to do everything.
Oh, that's not a thing nowadays. Good. No, that was it. We're in that age where doing physical props is a thing of the past, though I do see some remnants of it here or there, which I appreciate.
It's still there because like it all depends on the director. Mostly it's the director. Whether director wants
He's a doctor
just like
for the movie.
I think it was George Miller who did freaking what's it called? The
Mad Max.
Fury Road.
Like all the Mad Maxes are his.
Yeah, all the Mad Maxes. Like he wanted practical effects for everything.
It was beautiful. If you see the behind the scenes and all of the construction that went into it was the vehicles, it was the outfits.
The ideal job for like all the like prop makers and all that stuff, and it's pretty much like because nowadays, like you were saying, it's like. It's kind of real actual props and practical stuff is like just almost a thing of the past where it's like, but no matter what, there's still going to be people who appreciate that stuff because they either grew up on seeing practical effects or having appreciation for practical effects and having props and all that, like not needing to build or do everything CG, but actually build like some foam Iron Man armor that looks real and stuff. That's not so freaking tiresome
and it gives
Robert Downey Jr. to wear and shit. So
the construction gives it a sense of space, a physicality to it, and
some realistic movement where it's like you're wearing this big. And I keep reverting to like thinking of like Iron Man, even though I love Iron Man to death, but like thinking of like him bending and crouching down in the big Mark I suit, where it's like in that suit, there's no way he can do that. But like certain movies, because you'll see like certain parts like scrape against each other, but no, it's like, it's just seeing the stuff in the trailer, and where it's just obvious CG movement. Like it would be cool if it just wasn't so obvious and all that. Where it's like,
CG used to be, CG was CG still back then, but. For some movies, something I appreciate is when CG is used as suspension of disbelief. Is that maybe the term? Because they have the props, but then they use the CG to like put you even more in the space without having it engulf like an entire movie or a set or something of that nature. I do sort of miss the props. CG is getting better, so I appreciate the CG artists who are able to...
It really depends on the studio, honestly. Because like you'll see like because you'll see some effects from like 20 years ago that looks better than the effects that we just saw last week.
I agree. The Relic is a good example. I thought the CG in that was amazing, despite the creature not being.
I think we intended to. I don't know if we dove deep into
it. Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, hell yeah. I want to. I do want to spend an episode talking more about it.
Yeah, because I love special effects. I love behind the scenes stuff.
And we could definitely spend a whole cast on it.
Yeah, because I would love to do. Like because I used to mess with clay as a kid all the time. I would love to do making molds and casts and all that stuff, and then eventually dive into that. And I know probably next year that's like a goal of mine is to eventually
that'd be a good next step for you.
Yeah, is to do that stuff and do molds and castings, and like I know that's a dude that I follow from Vulpin Props. he eventually like quit his job and just worked out of his garage, just making props and stuff for like video game companies and all that because like he made like really cool guns using LED lights and making castings and all that of making guns, and he makes trophies for some events sometimes.
That's
and he does like really cool stuff, and I was like, I would love to do stuff like that.
We'll get there.
But no, like we
together,
the collective we, the royal we, man.
So real quick, so what I thought about the Black Panther trailer
I forgot you
is
existed.
that
don't no one care about what your opinion is.
So with Black Panther, I like the character. I think Chadwick Boseman is great. I especially liked it in Civil War. I thought that was a very, very good touch. I like him. I think they're on the right path. The trailer before this one I really liked too, because it was visceral, but it didn't need to jam action at you, which is why I liked it. And then this one went the other route where it jammed action at you. And I'm absolutely for, right now, this trailer doesn't tickle me right because the CG is it's very wonky to me. And it just bothers me. You know what I mean? When it's just a little too whimsy. You know, when I know they can scale back and still get the same effect.
Yeah. Like the body movements, they look a little a little rubbery.
Yeah, because when CG is applied, the first thing you notice is gravity. Gravity is the hardest thing to replicate because you lose weight. That's the problem. Yeah. When limbs are a little bit more loose than they should be, those subtle nuances is what'll drive you weird. Yeah. So, the comic movie, it's Marvel, right? I'm coming to expect that. Yeah. But the biggest thing that really kind of upsets me, like you said, is there's this like propensity for all these Marvel movies to run on the same formula that Iron Man 1 did, and they continue to do.
Can we truly like complain about that though? It sounds like it's specific to these movies, right? Like if they want to keep using that formula, that's specific to them now.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's still a formula is a formula no matter what. It's a movie. And you're watching the same movie with different characters. That's what's starting to get old to me. So
from what I hear, I didn't watch it, but I know that's what Doctor Strange was.
But that's
carbon copy.
Exactly. So but what I'm saying is, we don't know that until the film comes out. It's just the trailer made it look like the normal Marvel trope that happens. The same thing with Ant-Man, the same thing with Iron Man, the same thing with, Doctor Strange and so on and so forth. Even my favorite one, Winter Soldier, is still, accustomed to having the same problem. Because essentially Cap is fighting another super soldier. It's his friend. The origin is different, but the fact that they added the political thriller aspect is what made me like it. Plus the action was visceral and far less CG heavy. So that's why I liked it. But that's a different time and a different topic. It's just my opinion about the trailers. I feel like it's getting really old. But that being said, I still like it because on Ellen's side, aesthetically and design wise, it's beating all of their asses. I think because Wakanda looks great. The African designs look great, modern yet traditional. Like you get all these great blends, and I think it's great. It's not like the comics where I used to roast Wakanda back when I was when I worked at Shinders. When I worked at Shinders way back in the day, which is a comic and magazine shop from back in the day for you guys who don't know. Yes, all my employees except for one of them were black dudes, and they're all still good friends of mine. So shut it if this is going to be a fucking racial problem. We'd all end up roasting Wakanda because it's this advanced civilization, but they're still walking around with like bones in their noses and they're wearing just leopard sashes, and they're piloting like these giant techno UFO aircrafts, and they're shooting Panther cannons, and we're just like, come on, like, y'all can do better.
Whoa, okay, slow down. They had Panther cannons?
Yeah, they had that in the trailer. Not this last one, but the one before. You remember the chick with the panther hands?
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah.
So,
oh my god.
So it's still like a thing, and that was the silliest part of the trailer. I don't give a fuck. That's still weird.
I'm so into Panther cannons now.
So, but either way,
Power Rangers, man.
So that just made me chuckle. Like I was just
I just got to think that back in the day, like, you know, those comics, they're, and I really don't know like for sure, but most likely written by white guys.
Yeah, well, yeah, for the most part. I mean, because you know, Marvel like to play the equality role. You know, they played reality. That's the point. Mm-hmm. Marvel always played to the times. Mm-hmm. You know, they always, you know, their black superhero was exploited, and they wanted T'Challa to be, you know, he was the second smartest man next to Reed Richards in the Marvel Universe. Like, he had to be a strong, important black character that wasn't just a fucking blaxploitation gimmick. Yeah. You know, so he was pivotal. So, you know, even though the idea was there, and I don't know, I could look it up right now and know who his creators were, but nonetheless, the marketing was still by white guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? And plus, comics were just corny back then. Yeah. You know, so nobody was gonna win. You know, nobody. There was this dude named Triathlon who had, like, all the powers of, like, athletes. Like, you know, it's just fucking crazy. But, that's just how I feel. I still... You know, even though it's clear that he's gonna fight a version of himself, I'm hoping that Claw's the real villain here. Because I love Andy Serkis a lot. And when he was Claw in Age of Ultron, and then, you know, you got to see him a little bit throughout the MCU. Yeah. I was really excited because he's awesome. And Claw sucks. Yeah. But if he can make him, he can make him. So hopefully... I want him to be the villain, right? And I want Michael B. Jordan's character to, you know, hopefully be a little bit more in depth than what we see.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that's just what I think. New Punisher trailer. Any thoughts? You know, they still used one.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And I was still really stoked. Yeah. Because it still looks awesome.
Yeah. It looks good.
Ellen, what do you think about the new pun Trey? Punisher trailer.
Oh, okay.
I was like, you have to know what he's talking about.
I was waiting for it. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it looked good. I'm probably gonna watch it. Yeah. The end.
I think
it looks like it's gonna give them a lot of depth. I don't know that much about Punisher, actually.
Yeah, well, this will be perfect because the next time you're on, you can give us like your honest. It would be good for a person who doesn't know anything about Frank really, and then you can just tell us, how do you feel about it? Because I'm going in already buttered up and hyped, you know, because I really liked where he was in Daredevil, like. He was the only thing I liked in Daredevil, essentially.
Yeah, in the second season, he was like the only redeeming thing, or the only decent thing in that season. Yeah,
him and Kingpin, essentially, even just that little interaction.
Yeah, Kingpin.
So, either way, I think I'm really stoked. John Bernthal, like, that fucking guy is awesome. He's just one of those actors that I'm like, oh, thank God. You know, he's in it. I don't have to worry about this.
He's just one of those actors that makes you feel so comfortable with a movie, even more when you know he's
he's in it.
Like when I saw that he was in Baby Driver, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like him, John Hamm, like these other guys, they were good.
We're fine.
Even though John Bernthal was only in like the first 10 minutes of that movie,
doesn't matter.
But it's like I had a good time with him. Like the rest of the movie is still good, but like
he's in that movie, The Accountant,
as
well.
Yes, and did you watch that?
Yeah, and he was fucking awesome in that.
A lot of people don't like that movie, but I really
because
like
it's just fucking Batman. The movie's Batman with guns and shit.
That's what my niece texted me and told me, you need to watch The Accountant. It's Batman, but he kills and does this stuff and blah blah blah.
Well,
it's like
more than BVS.
I was thoroughly impressed with that movie.
Yeah,
so I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I got. Batman Metal is going on right now. Yeah. Well, like the arc Dark Knight's Metal, and then there are these single issues that talk about these evil Batmen from different universes that are all coming together right now.
Yeah, and it's like Batman getting just in these different scenarios where it's like, what if he went this way?
Yeah, and, exactly.
And I actually read the issue after, because I've been watching. I subscribe to this channel called Variant Comics, which I don't know if you heard of, but you should watch it because it's really cool. Because every Wednesday they post new stuff, and then every week they do like a short version. They always do like history of this, and or like, you know, what if these characters fought each other, blah blah blah. But it's really good. But I'll show you it later. But he was talking about I think in the short ones he was talking about what is it when Bruce Wayne got the Green Lantern ring. And I watched this episode and I was like, oh, Dawnbreaker is what it was called, okay. Dawnbreaker. And he's pretty much just kind of remembering, it's Batman as a Green Lantern, remembering, like talking about this and that. And then it's when his parents got murdered. And then Joe Chill, is it Joe Chill? Yeah. But he was about to kill Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne was just angry and felt no fear, and felt like he just felt nothing. And because of this, the ring was attracted to Bruce Wayne and said, you feel no fear. You're likely candidate for being the Green Lantern. It's kind of like an odd scenario, but it's interesting. Then he gets the ring, and then because, you know, he's a kid and he's filled with rage and he feels nothing, he immediately wants to kill. He wants to find Joe Chill and murder him. And he takes the ring and he tries to, but the ring won't let him. But because his willpower is so strong, he's elevating the percentage of that willpower to overpower the ring.
That sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah. So eventually it goes like willpower at like error. Willpower at 110%. Willpower at 150%. Willpower overcome. You unlock this, and he melts Joe Chill with the ring. And then he kills Joe Chill, and then he goes back to his parents. He wants the ring to bring back his parents. And but it doesn't work out because he tries to bring, what the ring does is just manipulate his parents' bodies and pretty much makes them a zombie.
So
and freaks out,
sick.
Goes away, and there's so much more in there that it's totally worth reading.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
But it's insane because in the videos he goes in depth on the whole entire thing. It's very spoiler heavy on the series because they're one-off comics.
Yeah.
But it's very
definitely
very interesting.
I read Red Death, which is amazing, and the Murder Machine, and the Murder Machine is awesome too because it's like it's the cyborg version for bats, right? Yeah. And Cyborg builds Alfred passes. Cyborg builds his consciousness.
Oh yeah.
You know, as like this hologram, this program that always serves Bruce and is there to protect him.
Yeah.
And then he becomes like this murder program that doesn't let anybody get close to Bruce, and then Bruce embraces him as his true father, so then he gets the technology, so now he's just like this fucking techno lord that nobody can fuck with, and then he eviscerates Cyborg. I was just like, this is so dope.
Like, I would love to see this as a 2-part animated movie series.
That was
like, I don't see it ever happening in like live action.
You'd be
I know. I'll probably be surprised.
Not live action, but like animated.
But animated, I can see them doing it because they did it with the Justice League. What is it? God. Something, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. I have it, but like I forgot.
The most recent one that was like Bruce Timm's direction. It looks like the old Justice League.
It was cartoon. It was like Bruce Wayne was. It wasn't even Bruce Wayne. It was a different. It was actually the dude that's supposed to be Man-Bat.
Yeah, Man-Bat.
But it turns him into a vampire instead of a bat, and he takes on this, and he kills he ends up biting, because you have a scene with him, and he bites Harley Quinn and all that stuff.
And Wonder Woman, I think, was like looks like she's from the New Gods.
She's from Apocalypse.
Yeah. Yep. And then
so it's not actually Diana.
Yep, and Soups is Zod.
It's Zod's son, because in the beginning it's it was different. It wasn't the baby was born, but it was pretty much like the egg or something. And Jor-El had to use his DNA, and once he put his thumb up and he put his DNA and it will be his son. But Zod came in and said, nope, this is going to be my son.
This is my son.
And then he lands in Mexico. So he's raised as like, with the Hispanic family and all that stuff.
It's super dope.
So it's like very interesting. I should watch that again.
And also, if you haven't seen, watch Green Lantern Emerald Knights.
I think I have that one.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, I know. I remember that one being really good. It's just...
just telling the stories, right? From across the pantheon and across, the universes that they patrol. It's like that is the strength of DC storytelling. Yeah. Is the familiarity with their core characters and then their multiverse and being able to change it while you still feel familiar. So it's
I really would love to see. I love the idea of it because even though I'm not reading all the comics, I can see that it's building to something, like with getting all these different versions of Batman from all these different universes, building to all these different types of Batmans probably fighting the Justice League on the Earth 0 or whatever, because these are negative Earths. These are like not like Earth 50 or no fucking wire. That actually doesn't even need to be plugged in. But it's like these are negative Earths, so these are just crazy, and then it's gonna build to them eventually fighting and all this stuff, and it'll be cool to see that. It's like the first movie is pretty much the comics, those one-off comics building to this, and then eventually
it'd be sick.
It leads into the second movie where it ends up building up to the battle. Like I think that'd be really awesome.
I think if they ran a movie trilogy with what's going on right now, it would crush.
Yeah,
but honestly, and you could almost guarantee they do it if the event sells. Yeah. Because that's what DC does. Once something makes an impact, they'll do an animated movie from it. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I mean, lots of cool stuff happening right now.
And I thought it was something worth mentioning just because I got a cool kick out of it from watching, because I've only, since the shows have started, I've only been watching Flash and Arrow.
Right.
And Flash is very much on the comic book side, whereas like everything they're doing, it's extremely comic booky, where it's like you see it and it's like, that looks ridiculous. But I get what they're doing because it's live action comic book, which is perfect.
They spend the budget on Flash.
Yeah.
Like you can tell. Flash is the budget.
So as far as like CG and all that stuff.
So they try to make that show over the top because Barry's over the top.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool for that and the story that they're doing there and stuff. They have the Thinker in there. I don't know.
Sweet.
Yeah,
sweet.
So I'm not familiar with the character, but I saw
he's an actual strong villain for them. So
and they're also building something obviously for that. But also I thought it was pretty cool because in this season Arrow, it's he has a son now, and he's having to raise his son and all that. And
didn't know that.
Yeah, he has a son now because his mother. He got a girl pregnant when he was young, and his mother paid this woman so many millions of dollars to disappear.
Oh no, Ollie! Yeah, not again.
And it was all his mother. He didn't. So he had no idea. And then he eventually, because she lives in in Flash's city, in Central City.
Central City.
And so in the crossover, that's where they met, and that's where he found out that he has a son. And but he kind of kept it secret and all this stuff. But the season finale of last season was him having to save the mother and save his son and all that stuff, because it was an insane season with the dude just kind of like really like digging at him through like his life as Arrow and as Oliver and all that stuff. And he worked with him as he was mayor too, so he was kind of like he couldn't really do anything to him. But like in this season, he's taking care of his son. His son knows he's Arrow, and
how old is he?
He is probably about 8 or 9, I think.
Okay, wait.
He's old. He's old enough, but like then he's outed for being Arrow. So like
Oliver.
So he's because there's a photo that surfaced and was announced on the news that Oliver Queen is the Green Arrow because it's an image of him with the suit and all that stuff. But there was the fine proof or doctor proof that it was you
can't prove it. So wait, this is a Maury Povich season, dude.
But I'm saying all this just to lead to this because he in the beginning of the most recent episode he says the press is asking him all these questions because that's how they cliffhangered it with him being discovered as Arrow and all that stuff. And he just walks up to his building. The press is like, look, everyone, I know all those the image that you saw was completely doctored. It could have been Bruce Wayne under that hood.
Nice.
And and like you guys be going whatever, but like has Bruce Wayne had any reason to come into in Star City lately? And I was like, Like, that's interesting. Like, I just got a kick out of that they mentioned it, because, and I've seen articles online of like, oh, they made like a third Batman in the series, but it's like, I think because I thought it was made to believe that Batman or Bruce Wayne doesn't exist because Supergirl doesn't exist in this world. But I think what it is that like he does exist, they just don't talk about him, because there was a reference to the fact that they called Felicity, her character, like her code name is Overwatch. Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, Overwatch, huh? I get a code name now." It's like, yeah, because Oracle was taken. Nice. And it's like, huh, that's interesting. So they keep making reference to the idea that like Bruce Wayne and Batman may exist, but it's just never like, no one ever talks about it. And so I think I get a kick out of that.
I think it's inevitable. I think eventually they'll do it just like they did Supes.
Yeah.
And the fact that those couple episodes that he was in, people got very, very excited. So,
yeah. It's just yeah. And even though if like Superman did exist in this Arrowverse or whatever, like it would be very clear and obvious that people would talk about it, but it would also be one of those things that like, yeah, it exists, but no one talks about it. Even though it's like there was an episode of Flash where like he went to an alternate reality and on his thing said Bruce, Diana, and I think Hal or something like that. So
right.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So that was my little nerding out on Arrow and Flash.
I figured there's no way they're not eventually going to put them on there. I mean, I honestly think that I don't think they should be on there long. I think it should just be the same shit.
But he did a really good version of Superman, kind of like the Superman that you'd want.
That you'd expect.
You'd expect. Like, they did it on Supergirl. It's like, this is a really, like, looks-wise, he's probably not the most perfect because he's not, like, statuesque like a Superman.
That would be the only downfall. Yeah, otherwise,
like character-wise and charisma-wise, like he was a really good Superman.
Yeah.
But I think we've went on long enough.
Yeah. I think you can shut the fuck up now.
So, anyone got anything to plug?
I've already plugged it.
All right, party on. Ellen?
I plugged my stuff, but I sort of was wondering, I mean, like, do you usually do like a feedback thing? Do listeners want to send them feedback ever?
We don't have a fan base like that just yet. Nope. So until something like that happens, until I start getting
Thanks
emails.
all 10 of you.
Yeah.
Well,
I've always put it out there, so, but like until people actually start listening, like really responding, then I don't really worry about it.
Oh, okay. Well,
not just yet.
I mean, if you are listening and you do have feedback, then please
let us know.
But
leave reviews, comments, likes, all that stuff. I know reviews on iTunes and Google Play and all that stuff definitely is what gets the podcast up there and seen. But,
True.
But that's the only way other people are going to see it. More people are going to listen to it. Otherwise, we're going to get to the point where it's like, only 10 guys? Sorry, we can't do this anymore. Yeah. So,
well, I mean, also, we sort of voiced what we thought about the Black Panther trailer, but you guys let us know. Yeah. We sort of want to see your perspective.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean you two.
Yeah. The royal we, man.
The royal we. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys are interested in doing that, once it gets posted and you listen, just leave it in the comments in the Facebook thread or the Facebook post or whatever. And we'll be going back and forth. I'll definitely go back and forth with everyone. It's just on the Break Knyte Creative Facebook. That's where everything goes, is in the Break Knyte Creative. So
accurate.
So yeah, at Break Knyte Creative on all the social medias, or at Break Knyte CRT on Twitter, and that's everything I've got going on. Also on YouTube as well, Break Knyte Creative. See all the videos I've got going on. Probably going to do a lot more show and tells here lately, as I won't be able to do as much recording of actual projects, but I'll try and throw some show and tells to fill in the gaps and all that. So
I'll likely be posting pictures of the hot girl mask helmet that you made,
the big head helmet.
So you guys can be sure to keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah. And see pictures of me as Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, because I got to print out the cards too. I got an image of that, so I can have the cards in my pocket and hand them to people.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening to the Break Knyte podcast, Breaking Knyte podcast. Almost called it creative. And we will catch you next time. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Stay creative. We are out.
Tight.
Hope to see you guys again soon.